Hi guys, here we are today in the cockpit of PMDG's new Queen of the Skies 747-400 version 3. At present, here we are located at Gate 15, Brisbane International, Bravo, November, Alpha. And what we'll be doing is doing a quick flight down south to the Sydney Kingsford Smith International Yankee Sierra Sierra Yankee. As you can see, we've got two boarding access ways here, and they're loading some freight onto the aircraft as we speak. Our wheel chocks are in, and we have, as you can see there, emergency power located there. Sorry, not external power, not emergency power. Right, let's get back to the cockpit. So at present, in here in the cockpit is commonly known as a cold and dark state. That means everything is turned off, and the only source of power we have up here, as we can see, external power is available. So first things to do is to turn our master battery on. We'll do that. And our external power, bus ties, and our two left and right utility switches. Okay. We can turn engine on, go across here. Now make sure that our emergency lighting, the cabin, is set to arm, and close the cover. Go down here. This is our start sequence. Standby as normal and set to single, and ignition continuous is off. Our fuel jettison is off. What we can do is we can switch on our cross-feed valves, which they're all on now, and all our fuel pumps are off. Go down here, we'll turn our two window heat switches on. This gives heat to our windows considering the temperatures are extremely low at altitude. And we'll just turn our nav light on, indicating that we're actually in the process of starting the aircraft up. Yaw damper, upper and lower, will turn on, and we'll give some aircon to the cabin, trim air, upper and lower recirculating fans, and Casper switch. Casper switch is a switch that will give you air to the nozzles above where you're seating in the cabin itself. Right, and the next cab off the rank, what we need to do is to align our IRS computers. Initial reference system computers, we've got 3 of them here, and if we look over here, down here, these are our three command switches for those three computers over here. So, we go down here, this is our flight management computer. This is where we install our aircraft data and waypoints and management of the aircraft. So, go to FMC, flight management computer, and initial position. You'll see this is a current lat and long position for the aircraft. However, we're not quite sure whether that is accurate due to the fact that the aircraft may have been previously moved without our knowing. So what we'll do is we'll turn these three switches to align and then nav, and then the aircraft will find its current GPS position on the Earth's surface. And then we'll, as you can see now here, we've got these GPS boxes which need to be infilled with the lat and along. So this takes a little while to establish. While we're waiting for that, just an overview, we are using a number of add-on programs here for this flight, and the first one of them is what we call Active Sky. Now, Active Sky here gives us the current weather for the day, anywhere on the Earth's surface, including clouds, wind direction, barometric pressure. So currently in Yankee Bravo Bravo November, we are experiencing a barometric pressure of 1014, and we're expecting winds from 50 degrees at 10 knots. And our approach into Sydney is going from Yankee Sierra Sierra Yankee is going to give us a barometric pressure of 1011, and we're expecting winds 70 at 9 knots. Right, we're also running a program called Pro ATCX, which will give us our air traffic control, and we're also running, just while we're waiting for that, we've got a new lat and long here, so we'll click on that, we'll infill it, and we'll let it get on about its business. And if we look over here, we'll see that it's going to take us 7 minutes for the three computers to align themselves. So we'll just let them carry on doing that. And Navigraph has introduced a new feature for their maps, called Moving Maps, which is really great. If you have a look here, as you can see, this is one of our charts, and this is our predicted route from Brisbane up here, down south, all the way down to Sydney. Right. However, the really cool thing is that it actually puts our position on the map. There, that pink arrow there indicates where we are. That's our aircraft position. Now, if we go to our charts for Brisbane and we go to taxi, that one, if we see here, there we are. There's exactly where we're located at Gate 15 at Brisbane International, showing our taxiways, runway 19, runway 1, and runway 32, and runway 14. Right. Okay. Now what we can do, okay, let's turn on our radios so we've got some sort of communication with ground control and air traffic control.
Next 474 in taxi out through Whiskey and then down the Alpha taxiway. Holding point for 27, the QNH 1009. Your airways when you're ready.
Now, okay, let's deal with our fuel now. So if we open our flight plan, which is here, which was professional flight planner this was created on. Have a look up here. You can see our release fuel is 44,502 pound of fuel, which we need for this trip. That's the bare minimum. I'd like to run probably about 48,000 pound of fuel, and our ZFW or zero fuel weight is 493, 493,000 pounds. So if we put those factors into our flight management computer, our weights and fuels, then we can proceed. So we'll go to section and fuel, and here's our fuel here, so we'll put in 46,000 pound of fuel. And we'll go to menu and go to payload, and 493 we'll put up here ZFW. Right, okay. So looking here, we can see fuel, 46,000 pound of fuel, which we'll put in. As you can see over here, we're down to 3 and 4 minutes remaining for the computer to be alive.
You found an anti-direct Mike Whiskey. Would you prefer to go direct with Mike Whiskey or via an anti?
Right, so while we're waiting for that, we'll might as well start infilling our flight data from our flight plan. If we have a look here and we go to flight plan, this will give you a bit of an overview of the waypoints leaving Brisbane, which will be instigating throughout our flight into Sydney. Okay, so we'll go to route. Here there's our runway for our origin and destination, our flight number, and our company route. Now, I've got a company route which I can put in here, which actually saves a lot of time. Instead of individually putting all those waypoints that you just saw into the flight plan, I can do it much quicker. So, if we put Yankee Bravo Bravo November and Yankee Sierra Sierra Yankee 01, and we'll put that in there. Now you can see it's been filled in, and our Qantas flight number is QF78. Now QF78, I believe, is a common run between Perth and Singapore, which I've done many times, so I'm familiar with that flight. We're sort of on the wrong side of the country, but that's called poetic license. Right, now runway, here we go. We don't know our current runway because we haven't talked to ground control. So maybe we should do that, and they'll let us know what runway that we're going to be taking.
6474, Roger, you clear to leave controlled airspace. Routing on the Mike Whiskey for Bournemouth. Climb to maintain altitude 4,000
now
feet.
We'll request
5056. Mixed contact frequency when advised. Manchester 124.2.
Cleared. delivery, Qantas QF78 with the information request clearance.
Qantas QF78. Expect clearance within 2 minutes.
Roger, Qantas QF78.
Right, so they're a little bit busy right now, so we'll wait a while and they'll get back to us in a couple of minutes and they'll let us know the information that we require. However, there's a few other things that we can get on with while we're doing that. We'll put our VOR switches on and flight director on, turn those on. We can do a number of we can do a light switch test. Go up here and turn all our lights on the aircraft and check them and make sure that none.
Easy 639, clear to Belfast, Order Grove, Wallasey 2 Tango departure, squawk 5165, expect Manchester 128.05, QNH chat 1002.
Qantas QF78. Are you ready to go?
We are ready, go ahead.
Qantas QF78. Roger. From green 01. Clear to
01.
0 Yankee. Fires of Hotel Uniform Golf Oscar flight departure. Left pass file. Climb 6,000. Expect flight level 3.
6,000 feet, our first initial altitude.
3.55. Squawk 5376. UNH 1014.
Clear to Yankee, Sierra Yankee by the Hotel, Uniform Golf, Oscar 5, climb and maintain 6,000, flight level 360 within 10 minutes after departure on 123.55, squawk 5376, Qantas QF78.
Qantas QF78. Be back red contact ground control off 121.7.
Roger, 121.7, Qantas QF78.
Okay, here's our barometric pressure here, so we want to convert it to millibars, and it's 1014, which is just almost default currently, so that's our correct barometric pressure done, and we're leaving on runway 1, so that's cool. Now, what we need to do now is if we go over here, now that we've spoken to ground control, I've got some information for us about our flight. And here it is here. So we're going, SID is Hugo 5 from runway 1. So the SID is a departure route, a corridor if you like, which is assigned by the airport. To keep everybody confined to routes depending on which way you're going. So if we have a look at our charts and we go to SIDS and Hugo 5, you see that we'll be taking off from runway 1 and we will be going around here to Lundy and then down to Manly and then down to Hugo. So that will be the route that we'll be taking. Once we've got to here, we'll be then continuing on our assigned flight route. That's what Hugo 5 is. That's the predicted route.
Easy 639, taxi uniform, only point Alpha 2.
Uniform Alpha 2, runway 27, thank you, 639.
Right, so let's go to our departure and arrivals page and we'll go for departure. So as you can see, we've already selected runway 1 and we'll select Hugo 5 as our SID. We go back here and then we go to arrivals into Sydney. And it's runway 7. ILS runway 7 is the runway that will be arriving on with no stars no stars. They will be vectoring us to intercept runway 7. So let's put in ILS runway 7. Right, now if we go to legs mode, what we're looking for is any breaks or discontinuities in the flight plan. So we've got 4 pages of flight plan here. So we'll just go through the pages and there we go. There's a discontinuity. That means that from the SID to the flight plan to the star, or from departure to arrival, there is a break, right, and it needs to be joined up. So if you click on that and click on that, now the flight plan is complete. Now we can activate that, the route, now that those are completed. Activate and execute. Okay. Right, we're sending a request for wind data.
Direct there, just crossing the control zone boundary now, no height restriction. Cleared over the height restriction zone, so balls on there. Also, might report passing 2,500 feet. Full balls on there.
Right, so and we'll load that. Now we're just uploading all the, and we'll execute that. Now this is our descent forecast uplink. That's to get all the winds at various altitudes arriving into Sydney. Now we'll uplink that and we'll load
vacant right and today from the Victor, parking stand 5. Victor stand 5, 448.
Ground New Zealand 801 is cleared of the runway. Request taxi to parking.
New Zealand 801, taxi via Echo Bravo to gate 27.
Via Echo Bravo to gate 27, New Zealand 801.
No, doesn't want to give it to us.
Ground Jet Airways 206 is cleared of the runway. Request taxi to parking.
206, taxi via Hotel 4 Alpha to gate 82.
Via Hotel 4 Alpha to gate 82, Jet Airways 206.
And 0 fuel weight. We've already previously just
Ground
put that in.
Qantas 934, request taxi.
Now let's
Qantas
have a look
934,
at
taxi via Charlie 3 Hotel 4 Alpha 1 to
our
runway
reserve
19.
fuel.
Via
How
Charlie
much
3 Hotel
reserve
4
fuel
Alpha
do we
1
need?
to runway
We'll
19.
have a look
Qantas
at our
934.
flight plan. Final reserve is 9.6 ton of fuel. So let's put that in. And we've got normal use of cost index of 100. Now, over here we're telling us that our cruising altitude will be 36,000 So we'll put that in. Now, thrust limitation page. Right, well let's go back to our flight plan again.
Tombstone 40 Mike, vacate next right, into the apron of Victor, parking stand 8.
Let's see, takeoff to 68 degrees Celsius. Yeah, that's the data for this. So we will select that and we will put in 68 degrees. And it's secondary climb, so we've got a derated thrust setting for the takeoff due to our very low fuel weight and aircraft weight. So we just don't need maximum amount of thrust to save cost. We can take off with a derated flight. Go to takeoff. Once again, our flight plan is indicated that we're taking off on flaps 10, which we put in. And there's our V speeds. Now that our computers are fully aligned now and everything's good to go, we can put our V speeds, which is V1. VR is 138 and V2 is 147, and our trim for our elevator trim will be 5.9. Okay. So I always add 10 knots, so 157 for V2, which we'll put into our speed indicator. Okay, now we'll do our trim later when we've got full elevator power. We haven't got our hydraulics fully activated yet, so we can't do that. Now let's find out what our runway heading is for runway 1. So if we go to here, runway 1 is 016 degrees, which is sharp tells us.
427 Victor Foxtrot, contact Manchester 124.2.
Let's put that in.
42, 027 Victor Foxtrot 1. Sam 250, clear takeoff, 210 degrees 19.
Right, so that's pretty well our flight management computer set up for our flight. So we can put that away and we'll just arm LNAV and VNAV. VNAV is the vertical component of our flight which the computer will run, and the LNAV is the horizontal component of the flight which will run. And we can have a little quick view here of what's going on with our flight plan. If we go to here, and maybe we'll increase the range. Now, as you can see, we're going to take off runway 1 and we're going to follow Hugo 5
taxi
all the way around
Charlie
here.
1, 2 gate 1 ladder.
And we continue down south. Then we'll come down and we do a left-hand turn and
Metro 43, proceed to south.
we'll land at runway 7. Okay. There we go. Landing at runway 7. All right, now let's do a few more tests. Right, over here we'll go to our engine page. Yeah.
Electric 43, vacate lines and
So
Foxtrot.
what we have to verify is that all quantity is more than 18 quarts. So here we are here, and we've got 21. So we're good to go. Our minimum is 18. And then if we go to our stats page, we have to verify that our hydraulic quantity, which is here, is more than 0.74. And right now it's 1.12. So we're good there. And we also have to make sure that our oxy pressure is more than 1650. And right now it's 1860. So we're good there. Now, what we're going to do is we'll do a fire test. We'll actually just open this so that we can see it.
EC639, taxi uniform, on point Alpha 2.
Uniform Alpha 2, runway 27, thank you, EC639.
Ground, Virgin
Okay.
1003.
That's good to go.
Virgin 1003, taxi via Alpha 2K46.
Taxi via Alpha 2K46, Virgin 1003.
Okay. Now what we have to check here is our landing altitude switch, which is here. We have to confirm right now it's on auto. We're going to set it to manual, making sure that that is activating to manual, and back to auto again. This is used landing at airports above 8,000 feet where you have to assign it to a manual mode for that approach. We'll check our
Qantas
autopilot
218, hold
bar,
your position.
that it's active,
Qantas 218.
which it is.
Ground,
Now, stabilize your truck.
request taxi.
Qantas 561, taxi via Charlie 1
They're
Hotel
both
4
set
Alpha
to
1
auto,
to runway
which
19.
they are.
By Charlie 1 Hotel 4 Alpha 1 to runway 19er, Qantas
Now,
561.
we're going to do an ECAS transponder test. Make sure that collision alert system is active, which is going through its test now.
TCAS test pass.
Okay. Now we'll have a look at our weather mode on our radar. That's ground collision system is active.
Monitor radar display. Go around. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead.
Skype Bay, just crossing the control zone boundary now, no height restriction.
Okay, that's
Say no
cool.
for the height restrictions on turn balls on. And also might report passing 2,500 feet. Full code for your
Right, so what we might do, we're getting to a point now, is we better get rid of all the peripherals on the aircraft so that we can start getting ready for pushback. So we'll have to get rid of our doors, access ways, and baggage controllers, and ask them to vacate the aircraft. So let's have a go. Right, so we will release our two stairways, and we will release our baggage controllers. And I think that's it. And we're all packing up.
Victor, parking stand 5. Victor, stand by, operate.
Okay, now I suppose at this point we will arm our doors.
Ground 856, request taxi.
856. Taxi via Foxtrot 2 Alpha 1 to runway 19er.
Taxi to runway 19er via Foxtrot 2 Alpha 1, 856.
Okay, we can see here all our doors are now armed and cross-checked, ready for departure. And I suppose it's a good time where now we can actually think about starting our auxiliary power unit up for APU. So let's have a look here. What we need to do is to start our fuel pumps. Now, they call it the 120,000 pound rule. So we will put our indicated fuel pumps on. Here, as you can see, that in the middle here we have no fuel, no fuel, no fuel reserve, no fuel, just in our primary tanks. And because we're so light, under 120,000 pound, we really don't need to have our number 1 and number 4 crossfeed valves on. So we'll turn those off here, as you can see, because now each engine can actually run off its own fuel tank, having the same amount of fuel and everything. Right, so let's start our auxiliary power unit, and we can monitor that. Okay, so let's open up APU switch, and we'll go and activate our APU by turning it to on, and then to start holding it and letting it go and watching our aircraft spool up.
So 42 might vacate next right, enter the apron at Victor, marking stand 11.
Now we'll get 2 available lights. APU generators come on.
4.2 by 442,
there we go. Turn that on. Turn that
take off 210 degrees 19.
And now we have auxiliary power. Right, now we've got auxiliary power. We don't need our external power source, ground power, so we can ask them to remove that. But also, now that we're actually under power, we need to turn some lights on to indicate to everybody that we are beginning to become fully powered up. So we turn our beacon on, a strobe on, wing light and logo light. And we will now indicate that we do no longer require ground electrical power. And we will release that. So if you have a look outside, you'll see that they take that away for us. There we go. So that's been removed. Okay, so what we can do now is our packs.
Electric 43, vacate line to Foxtrot.
Turn our pack valves on. And
Grant, Virgin 474. Request start up and pushback.
Virgin 474. Start up and push back approved.
Approved. Virgin 474.
now, if we have a look here, our current temperature is 19 degrees Celsius. So if we're below 20 degrees, we only have one pack on, and if we're above 20, we have two. So we only need one pack on, and we'll leave the other two off to start. We're able to have enough pressure to do an engine start.
Grant, Virgin 474. Request taxi.
Virgin
And we also
474. Taxi
need
via Charlie
a
5
driver.
Hotel 2 Sierra Bravo Alpha 1 to runway 19er.
Via Charlie 5 Hotel 2 Sierra Bravo Alpha 1 to runway 19er. Virgin 474.
Have a look at that. Turn that to auxiliary. And other three to
Ground,
auxiliary.
Virgin 86. Request start up and pushback.
Virgin 86. Start up and push back approved.
Approved. Virgin 86.
Right, so now we've got, we've put our park brakes on. And we can turn our no smoking lights, seatbelt lights on, and we'll set our auto brakes to RTO.
ET639, taxi uniform, on point Alpha 2.
Uniform Alpha 2, runway 27. Thank you, ET639.
Okay, what we'll do now
Ground,
is
Virgin 86. Request taxi.
Virgin 86. Taxi via Charlie 5 Hotel 2 Sierra Bravo Alpha 1 to runway 19er.
Via Charlie 5 Hotel 2 Sierra Bravo Alpha 1 to runway 19er. Virgin 86.
okay, let's quickly do an oxygen test. And we can put our flight number in. We're at 78. Your cockpit preparation checklist.
Cockpit preparation checklist, please. Cockpit preparation checklist. Cockpit preparation. Completed. FMC engine reference page. Set and initial clearance. Fuel. As required. Passenger signs. Oxygen and interphone. Check. Auto brakes. RTO. Parking brake. Set. Altimeter. Altimeter set. Trim. Verified. Fuel pumps. Closed. Air bleeds. On. Taxi lights. On. Packs. Off. Checklist complete.
Taxi 474 in taxi out through Whiskey and then down the Alpha taxiway. Holding point for 27, the QNH 1009, your airways when you're ready.
And our engine switches on. Checklist page and start checklist.
Start checklist to follow. Start checklist, doors and stairs. Closed. Cockpit preparation. Completed. Checklist complete.
Right, now we request startup and pushback.
Ground Qantas QF78. Request startup and pushback.
Qantas QF78. Contact ground control off 121.7.
121.7. Qantas QF78.
Postcode 40 Mike, vacate next right, and today from the Victor, parking stand 8.
Ground Qantas QF78. Request startup and pushback.
Qantas, Quebec Foxtrot 78. Startup and pushback approved.
Roger, Qantas QF78.
Right, so let's have a quick look outside, make sure that all's good. We've got an aircraft right behind us. I'm not quite sure where he wants to go, but what we're going to do is we're going to be pushed back, and we're going to go to the left. So we're going to come back here, and we're going to go back here like this. And then the runways are out there. We're going to head down here to
New Zealand
runway
714, taxi via Bravo 1 Alpha 1 to runway 19er.
Via Bravo 1 Alpha 1 to runway 19er. New Zealand 714.
Straight today, just crossing the control zone boundary now, no height restriction. Made over the height restrictions, observed balls on. Also, might report past 2,500 feet. Full phone calls on that.
Right, so we just confirmed that we'll be good for an engine start. We'll do a final check. The IRS computers, utilities are on, APU is on, bus ties, gens, auto 1, 2 and 3 is on, and number 4 is auxiliary. Got engine on. We've got our emergency lighting to arm. We've got crossfeed valves.
448, vacate right, and today from the Victor, parking stand 5.
Fuel pumps.
448.
Window heat lighting is correct at this point. Yaw damper upper and lower. Aircon trim air, upper and lower recirculating valves. Now if we had anything in the cargo, which we don't right now, for temperature and pressurization, we would include that. We've got 2 packs off, 1 pack on, APU is on, and engine bleed switches are on, and the correct lighting. Right. So, let's select our engine page for our start, and we are now going to request a pushback.
Postcode 40 Mike, vacate next right, and today from the Victor, parking stand 8.
Now here we'll tell them that we want a 90-degree pushback turn, and we want to go to the left, and we ask for wheel chocks to be removed, which that will be done as we speak, and to begin our pushback.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
We've been cleared for pushback and start. They want the tail to our left.
Roger that. Ready to push. Tail to the left. Park brakes off.
Parking brakes off.
Brakes released.
Brakes released. Here we go.
762 starts approved.
Right, now that we're being pushed back, we can actually begin our engine start sequence. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to engine start number 1 and number 4. Number 1 and number 4. Now if we come down here and we look at our duct pressure and wait till it gets to 15 and then switch the appropriate engine cutoff valve on, supply fuel, and you'll hear our engines starting to spool up.
Qantas 218, continue taxi.
Roger. Qantas 218.
Qantas 218, hold your position.
Holding position. Qantas 218.
Qantas 218, continue taxi.
Roger. Qantas 218.
Right, now we can do number 2 and number 3.
Pushback complete. Park brake, please.
Qantas 218, hold your position.
Holding position. Qantas 218.
We can also, we require flaps 10, so we can instigate our flaps. And that's our engine startup sequence complete. So now we have engines. Because we don't have engines, we can turn our auxiliary power unit off. We're done, and we can now bring our 2 packs online that we turned off to enable an engine start, and we'll turn this to auto, and that should be it.
So 42 line, vacate next right, enter V8 from the Victor, marking stand 11.
Next right, Victor, 1142 Mike.
027 Victor Foxtrot, contact Manchester 124.2 by 142, 027 Victor Foxtrot, 1. Sound 25 Sierra, clear takeoff, 210 degrees 19.
Right, so now we have no error messages here. We have our auto brake set to RTO, we have passenger signs on, and we have doors auto and arm. And here's our flight route. Right, so now we'll do another checklist. And we'll do after start checklist.
After start checklist, please. After start checklist, anti-ice. As required, recall. Check. Packs. On as required, checklist complete.
Right, so let's now set up some taxi lights. Taxi checklist.
Taxi checklist, please. Taxi checklist. Flaps. Set for departure. Flight controls. Check. Checklist complete.
Okay.
Patrick 43, proceed to Sierra.
Now we'll have a look at our This is our flight controls down here, so we can actually run them through a test. And our rudders. Okay, all good. Now, we have an aircraft which we've basically run over, which is just poetic license, animation of the airport. We've had clearance. Anyway, it doesn't seem to want to move, so it'll just disappear as we proceed. So, nobody died. Don't be too concerned. So if we go and have a quick look at we're here, so we'll be proceeding down here to runway 1. So we'll get ground control to give us a taxiway clearance and route.
Ground Qantas, US 78, request taxi.
Qantas, Quebec Foxtrot 78, taxi via Charlie 1 Alpha Niner to runway 01.
By Charlie 1 Alpha Niner to runway 01. Qantas, US 78.
Now we ask that you direct your attention to the forward PMDG cabin to the TV monitors for a brief and quick safety message.
Ground Qantas 570 is cleared off the runway. Request taxi to parking.
Qantas 570, taxi via Alpha Charlie 2 to gate 18.
Via Alpha Charlie 2 to gate 18. Qantas 570.
Please refer to the safety brief as part of the exit row information card located in the seatbelt pocket. To ensure you meet the exit row criteria and understand the information. After carefully reviewing this card, if you believe you could be injured and at least you cannot perform the functions listed, please notify
That's our lovely hosties doing their thing. Doing a very good job.
I will notify you that it's safe to bring these items out for use. If there's any question as to what device you can use on board today, please refer to the Welcome Aboard section of the Airline magazine. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, let's go. Cleared to taxi.
Taxi uniform, 1 point Alpha 2, form Alpha 2, runway 27, thank you, 639.
Qantas 218, continue taxi.
Roger. Qantas 218.
Qantas 570, hold your position.
Hold in our position. Qantas 570.
Now down here you can see our ground speed, which is 10 knots.
Qantas 570, continue taxi.
Roger. Qantas 570.
Qantas 570, hold your position.
Hold in our position. Qantas 570.
Qantas 570, continue taxi.
Roger. Qantas 570.
Ground Qantas 946 is cleared on the runway. Request taxi to parking.
Qantas 946, taxi via Alpha Bravo Charlie 1 to gate 23.
Via Alpha Bravo Charlie 1 to gate 23, Qantas 946.
Cabin crew, prepare for takeoff, please.
Okay, we're doing 8 knots, so might get a bit more speed. So we'll do another left turn here and we'll get on to Alpha.
Strike Bay, just crossing the control zone boundary now, no height restriction. Cleared over the height restriction zone, so balls on and also about report passing 2,500 feet. Full totals on that.
If we have a look at our map, there we are. There's a little pink arrow. We're proceeding down Alpha and we turn here at A9 and we're ready to approach runway 1. A little bit more speed. Fifteen, 16 knots. Now if we range out here, you can see our route. We're going to take off and we're going to do a right hand turn and proceed south.
Vacate right today from the Victor, parking stand 5.
Victor, stand 5, 448.
As you can see over here is our flap schedule. We're currently got flaps 10 as our requirement for takeoff for this flight. We'll drop a little bit of speed, a bit more thrust.
Zone 40 right, vacate next right, and today from the Victor, parking stand 8.
Ground Qantas 799 is cleared of the runway. Request taxi to parking.
Qantas 799, taxi via Echo Bravo Charlie 22 Gate 21.
Via Echo Bravo Charlie 2 to Gate 21, Qantas 799.
So we turn left at
Qantas,
A9.
Quebec Foxtrot 78, tower 120.5.
120.5, Qantas QF78.
So to contact tower on 120.5. There we can see out there A9. Just bring our speed down to 10 knots. And we have to hold short until we get takeoff clearance.
Approaching 01.
That's our RAS system. Runway Advisory Service is telling us that they know exactly where we are on the Earth's surface and which runways we're crossing and which ones we're approaching, and it's just indicated that we are at the right runway 01. Now we will do a checklist for before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist, please. Before takeoff checklist. Packs. Off. Thrust levers. As required. MCP altitude set. Set. Auto throttle. Arm. Checklist complete.
Okay, now let's change our lighting from taxi to takeoff. And we will click our outbound switches. Okay. Now we contact and request takeoff clearance.
Tower Qantas QS78 at runway 01, request takeoff.
Qantas QS Foxtrot 78, line up runway 01.
Lining up runway 01, Qantas QS78.
Right, we have clearance to line up.
On runway 01.
Qantas Quebec Foxtrot 78, wind 050 at 10, runway 01, cleared for takeoff. Safe flight.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 01, Qantas QS78.
Cleared for takeoff. Applying thrust.
Airspeed's live. knots. 80 knots. V1. V1. Rotate.
Rotate.
V2.
Rotate.
Gear up.
Positive rate of climb.
Positive climb. Gear up. Departure Qantas, QS78, passing 700 for 6000.
Qantas, QS78, radar contact. Continue via Hotel, Uniform Golf, Oscar 5, climb to 6000.
Cleared by Hotel, Uniform Golf, Oscar 5, departure, climbing to 6000. Qantas, QS78.
Climbing to 6,000.
Qantas 456, load 120 knots.
Slowing down to 120. Qantas 456.
Flaps 5.
Qantas 2F78, climb to flight level 200.
Climbing to flight level 200, Qantas QF78.
Right, climb to 20,000, that's flaps 1. Bit hard by yourself, got to do two things at once. And flaps up. And I'll instigate command. And right now we've accessed autopilot, so the aircraft is now flying itself. Flaps are pulled up. We will now turn our departure lights off. We will park our landing gear. And we are now executing a right-hand turn as per flight plan. We will confirm that RTO is now off, and we will perform a after takeoff checklist.
Now the takeoff checklist, please.
After takeoff checklist. Landing gear.
Off.
Flaps.
Set for crew.
Anti-ice.
As required.
Packs.
As required.
Checklist complete.
Now, there we are. We're to be above 5,000. Here we are over here doing our right-hand turn to come back onto our flight route down south to Sydney. There's Brisbane. And if we look over here on our right starboard side here, we will see Brisbane Airport that we just took off from. There we go, there's the airport there. We took off runway 1 and now we've done the turn. Right now we're passing through 12,000 feet to 20,000 feet. Our barometric pressure is 1,014, which we'll have to set the default at 18,000 feet. See, we're executing a left turn as per flight route. We've reached our appropriate speed of 330 knots. We're still climbing at 4,500 feet per minute.
Qantas QS78, contact Brisbane 119.8.
119.8, Qantas QS78. Brisbane, Qantas QS78, passing flight level 170 for flight level 200.
Qantas QS78, Roger, climb to flight level 290.
Climbing to flight level 290, Qantas QS78.
And we are just passing 18,000, and we now put our barometric pressure to default. And we can allow the hosties to go about their duties and turn seatbelts off. All good to go. We are passing 20,000 feet for 29,000 feet.
Good morning to the 811, 7.5 miles, please from left.
From the first officer seat, overhead. From the starboard jump seat, port jump seat, outside view, pilot seat.
Got 7514, thank you, maintain 14, it's the big industry Bravo, for northbound.
Qantas QS78, contact Brisbane on 121.2.
1.1.2, Qantas QS78. Brisbane, Qantas QS78 with you, passing flight level 240 for flight level 290.
Qantas QS78, identified, climb to flight level 360.
Climb and maintain flight level 360, Qantas QS78.
Climbing to 360, which is our final altitude, cruise altitude. You can see Hugo will get 14 nautical miles through Hugo. If we have a look at our FMC, Hugo 13 nautical miles. These are all our waypoints that we'll be passing through. 36,000, you see our next previous will be Sanad. Around Sanad will begin our descent in Sydney. And we'll be descending to 3,000. Right, so what we can do, we can have a look at a few things. We've been told that we're going to be landing at runway 7. So we'll take a look at runway 7. And approach runway 7. 3,000 feet. So if we have a look at some of the runways of Sydney. Right. Here is runway 7. So we'll be coming down from the south, and we will be doing a left-hand turn and running on runway 7, which is 8,301 feet long, which is adequate. And if we go back to runway 7, I want to find out right now the runway is 16 feet above sea level. So we need a decision height of 270. So let's set our decision height while we've got time on our hand. There's a radio altimeter set to 270. We zoom out. Our range right now is 160 nautical miles. And here we have a look at TD, that's where our descent will be, where we will instigate our descent into Sydney. And we are just approaching 36,000 feet. And there we are. Good. Now this is apparently the current weather for the day. This was created on the 18th of the 12th. At 11:38 Western Standard Time. Which would be, I believe, 14:38 Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so what we can do in order to save a bit of time, one of the advantages of the simulator is we can time advance. So we've got 160 nautical miles to run before we get anywhere near our descent. So let's double our speed. So up here we've got 2 times speed, so we're zooming along here. Instead of ground speed of, we've got 34 knot headwind. We look here, coming from 169, 34 knots. Giving us a ground speed of 451 and a total airspeed of 483. So we're doing 900 knots right now, at double the speed, which is pretty quick. That would get us from Perth to Singapore in about 2 hours, 45 minutes. A pretty good flight. Right, so let's see how we're tracking here. There we are. That's where we're at now. And we'll head all the way down to Sydney. So their smoothing maps in real time is really big advantage, and it's a great idea, I think.
Brisbane Centre, National Jet 304, good day, with you at point level 310.
304, identified.
Very hazy day today, a lot of haze around. And Active Sky does a really good job at creating real weather. It's an incredible piece of software. Works very well, very reliable. I have issues with Pro-ATC. Don't be surprised if we get to the top of descent and our ATC program, air traffic control program, will crash. Why, I don't know, but it may or may not happen this time. Right, what we can also do is have a quick look at the weather on arrival. We can do it a number of ways. Weather at destination. It's got scattered clouds, barometric pressure of 1011.
Contact on 134.2.
134.2, Qantas QS78. Bar, Qantas QS78 with you at flight level 360.
Qantas QS78. Roger, follow route decimal.
Continue on, Qantas QS78.
Alright, let's have a look at that again. YSS 28. 21. Or we can go here and go to ASM weather requests and destination station YSSY.
Costa 825, climb to flight level 2900.
Flight 2900, Costa 825.
Okay, so we're down to, you can see our top of descent is down to 160 range, so we'll change our range to 160. When it gets to 80, we'll change it back down again. Now last time I did an approach into 16 right at Sydney, I had a lot of difficulty getting down in the time required. Very, very steep descent. So I might ask for initial descent.
304 your navigation, very welcome.
still travelling at double our nominal speed. And you see our top of descent coming up here, and I'll change a range again here once it gets to 80. Hope the lunch is good, served on board. Haven't had any yet.
London, the British 437, level 100 and route to noise. British 437 low view and climb now, flight level 140 radar. Correction, climb flight level 130, radar heading 010. Climb level 130, radar heading 010.
To runway 7, 3000.
One
27,000.2 pounds of fuel.
13317 on 271 for that.
Fuel quantities well balanced. As you see, we're getting close to our 80 nautical mile range marker. We know our barometric pressure is going to be 1011 into Sydney. And we've got 38 miles to Sanad. Which is here.
3 November Lima, turn right 10 degrees.
Right 10 degrees, that'll put us on heading 175 and 3 November Lima.
And your 404 on navigation right to Manchester, climb flight level 330.
Good, Manchester 33044.
Okay, we'll change our range.
Reach 5275, contact London 135.575.
3557 reach 5275.
That's correct. London, speedbird 2958, flight level 330 to the pole. Speedbird 2958, thank you.
London, good morning, just 5233.
Radar heading 155, climb to 5.
Sorry, Jersey 533, continue on the heading. What's your requested level?
330.
Jersey 533, roger, climb flight level 330.
330, Yankee heading Jersey 523.
Shuttle 7 Yankee, contact London 131.12.
112, Shuttle 7 Yankee, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, 6 miles out of Sanad and executing a turn to 176. Now, coming up to the top of descent, what we might do is set up our flight management computer and put in our appropriate final approach speed, which would be 138 knots at flaps 30. So we'll tell our FMC that
I'm on board Alpha Vector Equipment, Park Lambourne for London City, turn left heading 130, descend flight level 140. Park Lambourne Vector heading 130, turn flight level 140 at the time on board.
ILS frequency is set for 109.9, bearing 62 degrees. Right, and it's our 40-mile range, which we'll bring down. And there's the coast of Sydney over here on the left. So what I might do is reduce or bring our speed back to normal. So I've disconnected that. And I'm going to start reducing my...
QF78, contact or on 130.1.
130.1, Qantas QF78. Qantas QF78 with you at flight level 360.
Qantas QF78 identified.
Reduce my airspeed to 250 and I'm going to request an early descent.
Qantas QF78 request descent.
Qantas QF78 descend to flight level 350.
Descend to flight level 350, Qantas QF78.
I always rather be a bit low than a bit high. So you can always speed up, but it's very hard to slow down.
Qantas QF78 descend to flight level 240.
Descend to flight level 240, Qantas QF78.
240. And now we can start increasing our rate of descent to, I normally descend at 1500 feet a minute. We've reduced our airspeed to 250 knots, which keeps the profile comfortable. Now we will perform a descent checklist.
Descent checklist. FMC, any reference page?
Check for correctness.
Landing altitude.
Check.
Speed speed. As required. Auto brakes. As desired. Altimeter. Set. Checklist complete.
Okay, we can't do our altimeter until we go through 18,000 feet, and we will then correct that to 1,011 millibars. Now you'll see here that once we pass our top of descent that we'll get a profile, a glide scope, which the aircraft will give us to indicate a specific track, considering our altitude and distance. Now we're going to be a fair bit below the glide scope profile, but I choose to do that. As you can see over here, we're descending at a rate of 1,500 feet per minute and down to an assigned altitude of 24,000. We are doing 250 knots and we're currently coming down to 32,000.
With you at flight level 240.
Virgin 1004.
Roger.
There we go. Now there's our profile. Right now we're 4,400 feet below the profile. So if that magenta marker was right in the middle, we'd be on the perfect profile. But we're below it. And 102 nautical miles to income. We're getting closer. Now, when we get into range of this map, the icon of our position will also be shown on here. As it says here, aircraft position outside of chart bounds, but we will get there.
Qantas QF78, descend to flight level 160.
At the flight level 160, Qantas QF78.
Descending to 160. I'll try that weather again.
Virgin 1004, climb to flight level 290.
Climb to flight level 290, Virgin 1004.
There we go. Winds 070, which is absolutely perfect for our runway. Perfect headwind, no crosswind, 9 knots. Barometric pressure 1011. Temperature 28 degrees in Sydney. Dew point 21.0 Celsius. Precipitation, a little bit of light rain. Okay. Visibility 10 plus. Okay. Handcuff is 10 nautical miles out. We've got 76 to Handcuff. There's Handcuff here. And we are required to be at 3,000 feet once we get to that point. Now this green line here is a profile line. What it's telling us is that point of our flight plan is where we will reach our 16,000 feet altitude. Right now we're at 23 and we're here. So as you alter this figure here, this will climb in and climb out or extend and retract, changing where and when we will.
Qantas QF78, contact Brisbane on 125.7.
125.7, Qantas QF78. Brisbane, Qantas QF78, passing flight level 260 for flight level 160.
Qantas QF78, roger.
So as we can see here, we're now only 1,210 feet below the profile. Before we were 4,500. So the profile is catching up to us. That's why I wanted to do an early descent. So I could comfortably get down without going crazy on speed brakes. Now when we get to 18,000, as we're coming through approaching 20,000, we will put our barometric pressure in. That's the default altitude, 1,011 millibar. Have a look out over there, over Sydney. Now when ATC will step in and vector out lights.
QF78. Descent to 1000, QNH 1011.
Descent to 1000, Qantas QF78.
Coming down to 11,000. See a few clouds over here that we're coming into.
Brisbane control, Virgin
Turn on my weather radar.
with you passing flight level 240 for flight level 290.
Virgin 1004, roger, climb to flight level 290.
Climb to flight level 290, Virgin
We can start to see some cloud formations on our weather radar. And we're now passing, coming into 18,000 feet. So we are going to set our barometric pressure here to 1011.
Qantas QF78, turn left, heading 160.
Left turn to heading 160, Qantas QF78.
Left turn to 160. Go. ATC has now decided to take over. Now we've got a 20 knot side wind, so we're going to have to make a correction for that. You see here we're running 158, so we're going to have to add 2 degrees onto that as correction factor to maintain 160. 159. Maybe 3 degrees. One 160. Right. I might say a bit of weather on the
QF78, descent of 6,000, QNH 1011.
Descent of 6,000, Qantas QF78.
6,000. Bit of cloud, bit of rain.
Qantas QF78, descent of 6,000, contact approach control on 124.4.
Descent of 6,000, 124.4, Qantas QF78.
Vertical 5178, turn right, heading 060, report established localizer, runway 09 left. Right turn heading 060, and go back when established localizer, runway 09 left, airport outside 178. Vertical 5178, descent to altitude 3,000 feet. Stop, so it closes, airport outside 178.
Ah, the rain.
London Airport outside 178, established localizer, runway 09 left. Thank you, Portugal 5178, descend dialect, speed 160 knots until 4 DME.
Approach, Qantas QF78, passing flight level 120 for 6,000. QF78, expect sectors to ILS, approach, runway 07. Expect sectors for ILS, approach, runway 07, Qantas QF78.
Okay, what we'll do is just set our auto braking to 1. We will activate seatbelt signs.
Approach Virgin 904 with you, passing flight level 140 for 9,000.
Virgin 904, roger. Expect ILS, approach, runway 07, QNH 1011.
And we will put our inbound lights on.
Runway 07, Virgin 904.
And we will say hello to some friends of mine, Chris and Warwick, who live over here somewhere at Church Point. Maybe if they wave a big flag, we might see them as we go over.
Information X-ray, flying up towards Biggin, descending flight level 100.
Might actually be here, I think. I'm not quite sure. Somewhere around there. Oh, the rain. Alright, passing through 10,000. There's Sydney. And there's
QF 78, descend to 3,000, descend to 3,000. Qantas, QF 78.
Right, what we do now is we'll start bringing our airspeed back to flat schedule speed. It's 220, 219. And we are still heading 160.
Olympic 269, range 23 miles on 279, call sign no major radar 1204, goodbye. 204, say goodbye.
Bit of turbulence. And here, my friends, is our runway heading that way. So we were going to go and do a left-hand turn in, but we're under air traffic control, so we'll pretty well go wherever they want us to. 7,400 feet.
American 46 is an altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1022 millibars.
Heading 70 for 4,000, 1022 millibars, American 46.
American, Midland 1 X-ray Fox, descend flight level 80. Descend level 80, Midland 1 X-ray Fox, John. Olympic 2598, continue left until heading of 270.
And
left and heading 270, Olympic
there's the airport,
598, maintaining level 80.
right ahead of us,
okay,
which will be probably overflying and then heading west and coming in from the south. Bit of lightning.
Heading flight level 80, okay, I'm off here.
Right, 4,700, coming down to 3,000. Waiting for another vector. Okay, our wind is decreased down to 13 knots, so a slight correction to maintain 160.
F78.
220.
F-Pass 137 Golf, turn left 310 and establish localizer 27 left.
Left turn 310 for localizer 27 left, F-Pass 137 Golf.
Okay, reach 3,000 feet assigned altitude and decreasing airspeed to 218 knots to apply flaps 1. You see we're now going back to the west, and we will then come up to intercept from the south. Okay, now we are going to apply flaps 1. There we go, flaps 1. And now we will reduce airspeed to flaps 1. There's 198 knots.
QF78, turn right, heading 245. Right turn to heading 245, Qantas, QF78.
245. Right, applying flaps 5. Reducing airspeed to flaps 5.
One X-ray Fox, descend flight level 90. Descend level 9 is there, mid one X-ray Fox shot.
No lightning. Okay, applying flaps 10.
Virgin 904, descend to flight level 160.
Descending to flight level 160, Virgin 904.
Flaps 10, approach speed.
Aiming 513, heading 120, descend altitude 4,000 feet to an 81020 millibars.
Descend 5,000 on the 1020 millibars, heading 120, Scandinavian 513.
Scandinavian 513, descend altitude 4,000 feet.
Descending 4,000 feet, Scandinavian 513.
Scandinavian 513, 21 miles, runway 27 left, contact director with call sign only 120.4.
There we are. You see us on the map. We're coming down and we'll do a right-hand turn, downwind leg, to intercept our ILS.
Approach Qantas 472, with you passing 8,000 for 4,072.
Identified. Expect ILS approach, runway 07, QNH 1011. Expecting
ILS approach,
runway 07, Qantas 472.
Right, we should be expecting a vector anytime now.
Good afternoon, then 591, descending level 150, good heading 145. Good at 591 London, good afternoon, maintain flight level 150 on okay. Both covered at 591.
Again, Qantas, UF78, UF78, turn right, heading 245, right turn to heading 245, Qantas, UF78, UF78, turn right, heading 015, continue airfield, right turn to heading 010, continue on, Qantas, UF78, UF78, turn right, heading 010, maintain present altitude, cleared ILS, approach, runway 07, right turn to heading 010, present altitude, cleared ILS, approach, runway 07, Qantas, UF78.
Big Bad Trade 9 Radio, 18 miles to go, speed 180 knots. Speed 180, good at 9 Radio. Radar, good morning, India 112, 210 knots. India 112, landing 27 left, range 20 miles. India 112. Big Bad Trade 9 Radio, turn right, heading 190. Right turn, head 190 to the train 9 Radio.
Okay, so we're receiving our ILS glide scope signal. We can go and confirm that. As you see, there it is over there. That's the glide scope to line up. And here we are. You can turn that off. Now I'm going to put our lock on, so when we actually cross that glide scope, it will line up for the runway. This dotted line here is the runway approach line. Now we are going to arm our speed brakes. Okay. We can see here, speed brakes on, passenger signs on, and auto brake set to 1. We'll see this magenta line turn solid once it actually captured the horizontal component of the glide scope. Here it is here. You see the little pipper coming across. This is coming in. And there we go.
503, turn right 250, report a summit for 567 right. 250, report a summit 67 right, 190 knots, what's the possible?
Here we are. You can see we're approaching the ILS. And there's the runway right up there in front of us. And we gear down. We are just... And we're going to activate approach lock. All 3 computers now are armed for the approach ILS approach. And we will now apply
Tower Qantas, QS 78 on final.
engine.
Final approach speed, 2-8, 1011.
Cleared to land, runway 07, reducing the final approach speed. Qantas, QS 78.
And we're at 2,900 feet. We will now fly 25.
Traffic.
Tower Virgin 1162. Holding short of runway 34 right, request departure.
Virgin 1162. Line up,
And
runway
flight 30.
34 right.
Lining up runway 34 right, Virgin 1162.
Speedbird 796. Move forward and hold in the corner facing east, please.
Down. Speed brake. Arm. Flaps. As required. Checklist complete.
Cabin crew, prepare for landing, please.
Okay, 1,800 feet.
Runway 34 right, clear for takeoff.
Runway 34 right, cleared for takeoff. Virgin 1162.
And now I'm going to disconnect the autopilot and I'm going to fly the aircraft manually into our final approach into runway 07 at Houston Smith, Yankee, Sierra, Sierra, Yankee.
Midland 2 Charlie Whiskey, contact London 119.77.
1977, Midland 2 Charlie Whiskey.
Approaching 07.
500.
Flag 761 back, K right, taxi to Victor.
400.
32 Roger. Jemstone 05 Mike, contact Manchester 124.2 Mike. 242, Jemstone 05 Mike, thanks. Alex 472, clear
Approaching
takeoff,
decision
0 degrees 18.
300. Minimums. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Feet remaining.
Contact ground 121.7.
121.7, Qantas, QS 78.
3,000 feet remaining.
60 knots. Manual brake.
Two 2,000 feet remaining.
Okay, what we'll do, we'll have a little bit of a look at that and see what it looks like as an instant replay. This is from the tower. Unfortunately, the animations on this doesn't show reverse thrust. So normally these reverse thrusters would open up on the engines. So this latest version of this aircraft, some compatibility between Flight Sim X and PMDG. Don't know. And maybe another view. And that's it. Nobody died.
Stone 40 right, vacate next right, and today from the Victor, parking stand 8.
Okay, now we're going to just stop here briefly and we will retract our flaps.
Ground, Qantas 789er, request taxi.
Qantas 789er, taxi via Charlie Bravo Alpha 6 to runway 34 left.
Via Charlie Bravo Alpha 6 to runway 34 left. Qantas 789er.
Okay, we will now, because I'm by myself, I will turn my APU on.
Stone 40 right, vacate next
In
right,
preparation
from the Victor, parking stand 8.
to shutting engines down.
Ground Qantas QF78 is clear of the runway. Request taxi to parking.
Qantas Quebec Foxtrot 78, taxi via Golf to Terminal 1 Gate 37
Via Golf, Terminal 1 Gate 37, Qantas QF78.
Right, by G Terminal 1 Gate 37.
The termination of our flight this morning, so we ask that you send feedback office to office and overhead bins by the articles may have brought with you. Exit here should be taken when opening the overhead business, and the articles may have shifted during our flight. behalf of your entire flight, it's been our pleasure serving you this morning. Have a pleasant stay.
Gate 36, 34, 35, and 49.
Vacate right into the apron of Victor, parking stand 5.
I'm not quite sure where gate 37 is. By G. Okay, I'm going to go down G, which is left all the way here to Terminal 1.
So 42 might vacate next right, enter the apron at Victor, parking stand 11.
Next right, Victor, 11, 42 mic.
027 Victor Foxtrot, contact Manchester 124.2 by.
142, 027 Victor Foxtrot, 1.
Sam 250, clear takeoff, 210 degrees 19.
Ground Qantas 472, request taxi.
Qantas 472, taxi by Bravo Charlie to Gate Golf 14.
Via Bravo Charlie to Gate Golf 14 Qantas 472.
Patriot 43, proceed to Sierra.
Not a very nice day in Sydney, I'm afraid, guys. Good day for that.
Virgin 1004, ready to taxi.
Virgin 1004, taxi by Uniform Charlie to Gate Delta 34.
Taxi via Uniform Charlie to Gate Delta 34, Virgin 1004.
EC639, taxi uniform, on point Alpha 2.
Uniform Alpha 2, runway 27, thank you, EC639.
Ground 680 is cleared of the runway, request taxi departure.
686, taxi by Charlie to parking position 102.
Yes, sir. Departing position 102686.
Ground Qantas 568 is cleared off the runway, request taxi for parking.
Qantas 568, taxi by Alpha Hotel Golf to Gate 23.
Via Alpha Hotel Golf to Gate 23, Qantas 568.
Qantas 562. Hold your position.
Holding our position. Qantas 562.
Qantas 789er. Hold your position.
Holding our position. Qantas
Approaching
789er.
Qantas
16 right.
562. Continue taxi.
Roger. Qantas 562.
Qantas 789er. Continue taxi.
Roger. Qantas 789er.
Here's a new A380 over there on our right.
Electric 43, vacate right to Foxtrot.
Yeah, I don't have approach lights on the terminals here, so I can't see my front wheel. So not being told when to stop, I have to actually do it as an outside view.
Temperatures 9, QNH 1009.27.
Right, start our APU up. And shut our engines down.
Straight there, just crossing the control zone boundary now, no height restriction. Cleared over the height restriction, jump zone balls on. Also, might report past 2,500. Full code balls on.
Now what we need to do is apply for ground power. Put the wheel chocks in and request ground power. What we also need to do is apply for some stairs. Right, we have to now disarm our doors.
Postcode 40 Mike, vacate next right, and today from a Victor, parking stand 8.
Disarm all. seatbelt signs off. Now that we've got online external power, we'll turn those on, and we can now turn our auxiliary
740 Mike, vacate next right, and today from
APU
Victor,
off.
parking stand 8.
Right, so we can turn our taxi lights off, runway lights off, beacon off, and strobe off. We'll leave our nav light on till last because we're still aircraft's active. Engine bleeds off, APU off. Okay, we disarm our emergency lights.
448, vacate right, and today from Victor, parking stand 5.
Victor, stand 5, 448.
Fuel pumps off. Cross feed valves off. Window heat off. Engine switches off. Gens off. Nav off. A lot of these aren't normally actually turned off in the course of a flight, as other pilots who will be coming on board to take the aircraft elsewhere, but I'm just doing a complete shutdown. And nav light off. Now if we have a look outside, we'll see what's going on. We've got our access ways. A fuel truck. And that's it, guys. We're now in Sydney, and hope you all have a Merry Christmas, and hope you enjoyed the flight. Thank you all, and goodbye.